Hello everyone, welcome to the Tech for Tech's Text Talk. This is a vendor special, buying solid state drives and RAM direct, cutting out the middleman with Ortial. This is a live show. We are streaming live on the Tech for Tech Facebook group and page, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and now you can also listen to us on Apple, Google, Amazon, TuneIn, Spotify, and all your other favourite podcasts out there. I'm your host, Philip Griffiths. Today we have JP, who is the Sales Director at Ortial. How are you doing today, John Paul?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm not doing too bad, thank you very much. It's a little bit cold, but not too bad. What's the weather like your end?
Yeah, we've had quite a bit of snow recently, actually. So I'm in North Yorkshire at the moment, Harrogate. So yeah, we get quite a bit here, but yeah, not too bad. Can't complain.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Right, can I just get everyone to comment in the comments section on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're listening and watching us from, just to make sure that you can hear and see us. And I can see Justin Hayes just says, I can see you. That's good, and hear you, as well as someone else. Did the stream cut out for anyone else? We just got a message saying, did the stream cut out? Not hearing any issues from anyone else. So, right, let me carry on with that then. So, right, before we start the presentation, if you do have any questions for the live Q&A, click the links in the comments section, please. Again, click the links in the comments section below. That will basically allow us to ask the questions in the Q&A section. Also, for a chance to win an Ortial goodie bag that includes a solid-state drive, RAM, click the links in the comments section. If it's not there yet, it will be in a few seconds. The closing date for the competition is the 14th, and the winner will be announced on Monday. Looks like we are getting quite a few people saying hi, 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 and hi. So, hi, Tiffany. Hi, Cormy. The King of Ireland, Cormac is, if you don't know him, and quite a few other people, Steve Barker, Macaulay, and Seamus as well, and Nick Rutter as well. So there's quite a few people tuning in tonight, which is good. Right, let's move over then to the presentation. So are you all ready to start there, JP?
Yeah, let's get cracking.
Okay, so I'm just about to turn your share screen on if you're ready.
Fantastic. That all good your side?
That looks good. Let me get rid of that overlay chat. And 1 second. Let me. Okay, so fire away. I think we had a drop out there of the sound for a second. So yeah, all ready.
Fantastic. All right, thanks everyone for attending tonight and watching this presentation from Ortial. As Phil mentioned, so my name's John Paul Williams. I'm the sales director here. I've worked for Ortial for 3 years now. I've worked in the industry in IT and telecoms for about 15, 16 years now. So today I'm just going to go through the presentation with you and obviously hopefully answer a few questions that you may have at the end. So we'll just start off with the introduction. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Ortial today, where we've come from, what we've been doing over the last couple of years and what we've got going in the future. Introduce you to the UK Ortial team, the guys that will be on hand to help you. Then go through the product range, followed by our latest exciting news, which is our new relationship with Kioxia. Then I'll talk to you about our green trading scheme, and then finally give you the main benefits of why you should choose Ortial, how we can help you, and most importantly, how we can help your customers. So about us. So we were formed back in 2013. We were initially established as a memory manufacturer slash vendor. At the time, we were owned by Kev Towers, well, we still are, sorry, but Kev noticed in the market that there was a requirement for, you know, a good UK vendor. There was obviously a lot of competition at the time from sort of different manufacturers around the globe, but, you know, there was no one really at the time doing too much just from a UK point of view. And we saw some great success in the first couple of years. That followed in 2015 when we added networking components to our portfolio. Products such as SFPs, data cables, transceivers. And then that led to the year after where we initially started with just 2 SSDs. They were called the Ortial Plus. We had a 120 gig and a 240. And very quickly we saw a big increase in that and people asking for bigger and better things. So that led to 2019 even, and we released a full range of SSDs. So that included the 2.5 inch, the M.2, and then towards the end of the year, the NVMe. We rebranded, came back with new capacities, came back with bigger and better SSDs and much faster ones as well. And since then, we haven't looked back. I touched on this already, but last year we secured a gold partnership with Kioxia, also known as Toshiba, and that finally launched on the 11th of January this year. It's been a fantastic start so far, really, really good, and I'll give you a little bit of information about that later on. So then finally this year, so not only have we got Kioxia, we've got some new products coming out. So we've got a new SSD coming later this year, which will have DRAM included for performance. We've also got some new memory sizes launching, and then we've got some exciting partnerships to be announced. So our customers, so obviously we're a UK vendor. We have a lot of customers around the UK, but we have customers globally. We're very fortunate that we've got some good solid partners, which means we've actually got stock not only in the UK, but we have stock in France, Germany, America, and Australia. So if you've got any customers abroad, we can still offer next day delivery. So it means that fast shipping along with the warranty cover as well. Who uses Ortial? There's a wide range of customers. I think this slide here is more just to show sort of the credibility of some of the customers we work with. Some very big names there, big universities, big corporate companies. But at the same time, we work with, from sort of, like I said, these big companies all the way down to maybe one-man bands, people who are supporting local primary schools or supporting their local business or church or, small communities. We want to work with our partners of any shape and size. So meet the team. So as I mentioned, I'm the sales director here. I head up the UK team. We have Tez Exley, who heads up the logistics side. So anything to do with, stock, returns, RMAs, that team will cover that for you. Then we have Kirsty Hall. For any of you who've already opened an account with us, you probably know Kirsty quite well. She's our main channel manager here. So at the same time, if anyone would be interested in opening an account, get in touch with Kirsty or the team, the sales team, and they'll be happy to help. Finally, we have Tiffany Mazza, who's the marketing manager here. That team's on hand for any support you need, whether it's marketing collateral for your website or actual PDF documents or brochures and banners and merchandise, any sort of bits like that. Reach out to Tiffany and the team and they'll be more than happy to help. So on to the actual products themselves. So we start with the SSDs. We have 3 types of SSD. We have the 2.5 inch core. On the left, we have the M.2 in the middle, finally the NVMe. So a bit of information about each one. So this is the core, this is our flagship product. It was obviously our first SSD, which we've improved over time. I think most people are well aware of the benefits of a 2.5 inch SSD now. But we do full capacity, so we do 128 gig, 256, 512, 1 terabyte and 2 terabyte. Excellent speeds, 560 read with a 510 write. Strong IOPS, 74K read, 75K write. And as I mentioned, some of the benefits before, you're increasing the load time by 200% compared to these traditional hard drives. There's still a place for hard drives, don't get me wrong, but we're seeing significant increase in SSD now day by day. And that's obviously going to reduce the failure rate. Hard drives have spinning disks inside, the SSDs don't have any moving components whatsoever. And the final bit, there it is. And obviously one of our biggest benefits is a 5-year warranty on these SSDs. That leads me on to the next one. So we've done some comparisons against other manufacturers that we go up to on a day-to-day basis. As you can see there's some good stats when we're benchmarking them against these. And these are stats that are on their PDFs, their website, products that we test as well in-house. We're forever benchmarking against these products to make sure that we've got a product that stacks up, because we know we're newer to the market. These brands have been around for a very long time and do a fantastic job for you and your customers. We want to be, just as good as them, if not better. So as you can see there, the read and write slightly higher, the IOPS are very good, the lifetime expectancy is very good, and most importantly, that warranty. For 5 years, if you have any issues whatsoever, we'll do an advanced replacement next day, no questions asked, get you the SSD, make sure you and your customer are sorted, and then we'll organise collecting the other one back. So now move on to the M.2, so this is the OC350 range, full capacity again, 128 gig, 256, 512 and 1 terabyte. Speed, we do 550, 500 write. IOPS 80K read with 70K write. And again, that big 5-year warranty. But if it's performance that you're after, that's going to be the NVMe. So the ON750 range. Same again, 128 gig up to 1 terabyte. However, we do have a 2 terabyte in production at the moment. So that we're hoping that should be available around Q2. I think Q2 is realistic. Speeds, as you can see, are much, much higher. 2044 read, 1685 write. The IOPS are 170K read with 150 write. 10 times faster than traditional SATA SSD. You know, this is really your performance, your gaming, that sort of area. And finally, that 5-year warranty. So sticking with the SSDs, obviously we've got our own portfolio, which we're very proud of. You know, we feel like we've got a great range, but a lot of our customers not only deal with, you know, your desktops and laptops, to deal with servers as well. So last year we worked hard and we formulated a very strong relationship with Kioxia. So those who don't know Kioxia, they're actually the inventors of flash memory. They were previously known as Toshiba. They actually sold that part of the business to Kioxia about 18 months ago. And we count ourselves very lucky to be part of this sort of relationship moving forward. You might not know them as well, but obviously I'd have thought you'd have known the word Toshiba. Very, very popular in the storage market. They do a laptop range very similar to our own, but the area that we wanted really was the data center and enterprise. So here's a little bit of information about them. There's a PCIe NVMe section, M.2, 2.5-inch SATA, SAS, the full works. And it just means that Ortial and Kioxia together can cover that full range, whether it's a desktop or laptop for a home user, all the way up to a corporate enterprise server. So moving on to our memory. We have 3 types of memory that we offer. We offer server, desktop, and sodium laptop. The server, we offer DDR3 and DDR4, starting from 4 gig up to 128 gig. We guarantee the compatibility. We're very fortunate, again, that we've got a sister company where we can test in servers on a day-to-day basis. They come with lifetime warranty. Anything wrong with it at all, send it back, no questions asked, we'll replace it. Same with desktop and laptop, same warranty, same compatibility. We do DDR3, DDR3L, DDR4, and then capacities of 4 gig up to 32 gig. On the right here, there's a little bit of information with regards to a case study that we did with Queen Ethelburgers. This was an opportunity for us to actually get inside a school and help the kids. So the idea of the project was for the kids they bought 150 mini PCs. We supplied the RAM and SSDs, and it was to help the students build their own computers, you know, build their confidence and actually get into grips with a product. So it wasn't this big scary thing where, you know, I think a lot of them at the moment are learning things like coding and sort of how to use the actual software themselves. But we wanted them to actually understand the piece of tin. And as I say, it's not this big scary thing. You know, it's actually a product that they can build themselves and be comfortable so that, you know, in the future, they'll have a good understanding of this. I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't have a clue about any of these products. So it's, yeah, it was a great project to be involved in. And these sort of things, we have a lot of collateral on our website about case studies. And we'll be doing a lot more work like this in the future. Obviously, it's a bit difficult at the moment, but we're looking forward to getting back into schools and doing some big projects. So on to the final section of our portfolio, networking. So we offer transceivers, SFPs, and networking cables. These are sort of products you'll put alongside your SANs and NASs, all come with lifetime warranty. You know, they're not going to affect the warranty. I think a lot of people are often concerned about, you know, using the right product with a HP or Dell, but, you know, we guarantee the compatibility. On the left-hand side, we have a fantastic case study with University of Cambridge. They've been using Cisco SFPs for a number of years and paying quite a high premium for it. We managed to get our product in front of them, get them to test it. They reviewed it over several months, found that performance was just as good. And as you can see there, they've actually made a saving of over 90% compared to Cisco. But at the same time, you know, as a reseller or a shop or a business sort of B2B supplier, you know, you could be making 30–40% margins on these at the same time compared to and still offering a big saving to these, you know, against these big premium brands. So it's a nice portfolio that we've got. We appreciate there's a lot of competition out there, but they're very high quality products, and we believe it's a great sort of addition to our portfolio. So on to our resources. We have absolutely tons of resource available for you and your customers, whether it's data sheets, brochures, content, articles that have been written by our marketing team. Anything you need, just let the marketing team and all the sales team know. We'll be happy to help. You know, behind me, we've got products on display. We've got mugs and brochures and roller banners and all sorts of products that we can send. So whether it's for your shop and your display, or whether you're going to go and do a trade show, we're more than happy to help. So partner benefits, how can we help you guys? So, we like to work very closely with our partners to keep on saying, we run things such as competitions, rewards schemes. We appreciate that, we're a little bit newer to the market, and referrals are a fantastic way of winning new business. And, I think this community of Text for Text is a great example of that. People have recommended us from other people, and we like to reward people for that. So we offer a 10% off your next order. And there's plenty of other little schemes like that we do. So moving on to our green approach. So Ortial's committed to having a greener approach, and there's a few things that we do. So, we obviously try and be careful with the packaging that we ship. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes they'll come in big packaging because obviously there's numerous SSDs and they want to be protected. But we do offer bulk packaging as well. So if you don't need the retail packet, let us know. We'll send them out in one single box, individual sort of sleeve packets that will go inside the phone tray. So they're nice and secure. If you're just doing a laptop upgrade for a school and you need 50 of them, let us know. Even 10, we'll ship them out in that way. But some of the other things we do, which we think define us in the market and make us a little bit different, we offer a trade-in service. So if you've got any old IT hardware, in particular memory and SSD, if you're doing a laptop upgrades and you're taking the hard drives out for SSDs, a lot of times people don't know what to do with these products. It might be a case that they'll go to landfill, which is terrible. We don't want to see that. They might just sit there collecting dust for ages, not knowing what to do. They might be careful, thinking that, oh, we've got sort of sensitive data, we can't really just give them to people. We can officially wipe them, we can officially clean them, we can give you certificates. At the same time, if you want a trade-in kit for new orders, we can do that. So you're not only locking the customer in on a deal by helping them with their old kit, they're obviously going to save money on the new kit at the same time. So it's a nice little add-on service that we offer. And if we can't buy it, we'll certainly recycle it for you. So why choose Ortial? Warranties is a big thing for us. We provide lifetime warranties on most of our products, the transceivers, the SFPs, the memory, and then on the SSDs, we offer 5 years on all of them. Deal registration. If you have a big project that you're working on, if you're supporting schools or anything in education, NHS, government, come to us. Let us know how we can help you. If you need a bit extra support, we'll try our best to help you wherever we possibly can. MDF, we're willing to invest in your business to help grow. Now, whether that's merchandise, whether that's helping with banners on websites or attending trade shows or whatever it is you need, let us know. We're happy to help. UK stock. I think there's been a lot of issue at the moment in the UK with stock. We've obviously had COVID over the last couple of years. We've had Brexit. We hold a hell of a lot of stock in North Yorkshire here, and if not, we can get it very, very quickly. But we offer same-day service on all of our kit, as well as next-day delivery options. Direct relationship. We're not adding a distributor in the middle. You're working directly with us, which is something that we're very proud of. There's a few benefits to that. You get a dedicated service. We'll get to know you closely. Obviously, we've only got our own product range to supply. We're not going to sort of change day by day, whatever's flavour of the month or whatever best promotions on a distributor. You can work directly with us. So we're giving you the right product, and if we can't, we'll at least offer you some advice because we've got a lot of extensive knowledge in the market. But that obviously leads on to margin opportunities for you because you're cutting out that middleman. It means that you can buy at a better price, and obviously you can then make that margin, or at the same time offer a cost savings to your customer, which will help you win more business. And finally, compatibility and testing. We do extensive testing here, whether that's tested at the factory before it ships out to the UK, it's then tested again once it comes to the UK before shipping out. We also do compatibility testing on a day-to-day basis, whether it's a server, whether it's a laptop, a desktop, mini PC, whatever it is, as obscure as you find, send to us and we will try and help you as much as possible. So on to the more exciting bit. We do have a competition, as Phil's mentioned today. So we have a goodie bag, which includes a 512 gig SSD, a piece of memory, whether it's for a laptop or desktop, the winner can choose. We have water bottles, merchandise books, pens, nice little goodie bag to give away. And the question you need to answer, I might have mentioned it once or twice tonight, but it's how many years warranty do Ortial SSDs have? All you need to do to answer that is follow the link that will be put in the chat box. That will run until Sunday evening, and then we'll do the announcement on Monday for the winner. And that is my presentation. So I appreciate you watching that. And I will pass back over to Phil.
Right, that was a pretty good presentation there. I think you answered most of my questions straight away, to be honest with you. And that I don't think we've got any questions left.
See you later.
Yeah, see you later. No, actually, we do have some questions. Had some came before the show, and we've also got some people asking questions now. So let me turn the chat back on so we can see the questions as they come back in. Let's have a look. So first of all, the questions I've got. The first question was, what's your pricing and how can I find this? So where can I get the pricing information from, basically?
Sure. So we obviously have a dedicated team here that will send out regular price lists. We can send them manually. We can send them via feed. We have pricing on stock in the channel. We're also updating our website at the moment so that will soon, hopefully in the next month, be available to account login where you can actually go on, see the pricing and make your purchase that way. But we do feel we have a very, very strong pricing. You know, for example, at the moment, we have a 256 gig available for £19.75. The 512 gigs are about $33.95. The 128 gigs at $13.95, and so on. But yeah, we feel we've got some really, really good pricing at the moment. And as I mentioned, you know, we're kind of, I think by cutting out that middleman, we can obviously offer that saving.
Okay, I think that one pretty much answers that one without going through every single item you've got on your listing and telling us what the price is, because obviously they'll change on a daily basis, mate. So let's have a look at the next one. What's your returns policy if equipment isn't compatible?
Sure. So the first thing we'd like to do is obviously speak to the customer and find out if we can help if it's not compatible, whether we've, you know, incorrectly spec'd or, you know, whether there's been something wrong along the way, so that we can then try and rectify that and get the right product. So if there is that instance, we'll ship out the advanced replacement and then we'll come and collect and take that one back, no questions asked. If it's a faulty product, which does happen, you know, on the odd occasion, but very, very rare, you know, again, advanced replacement, we'll collect it, we'll get it back.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. And I'll ask this question because I know someone's going to ask it. It's about the delivery. Do they have to pay for the return under the warranty, or do you cover the return cost?
We will cover that.
Okay, well, that answers that one. You've sold it to me, I think. Right, is there a minimum order? So do you have to spend like £1,000 or buy 10 items or anything like that?
I mean, the bigger the better, but no, there is no MOQ at all. Whether it's one SSD or 100, you know, we treat every customer the same way. So no MOQ whatsoever.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. What sort of delivery costs are we looking at for the products?
So delivery, so to start with, when we sign a new customer on board, the first 5 orders free of charge delivery. Moving forward after that, it's £6 delivery for next day, but any order over £200, we will give free of charge.
Okay, that sounds pretty good as well. Right, I've heard something about the shipping offer for new members. I think they've been looking at the other people who've been buying it, so I've heard a few rumours going around. So what sort of offers do you have for new customers for the shipping? Yeah,
so as I sort of mentioned then, obviously we offer the free delivery for the first 5 orders, which is quite, which I think is quite a nice thing. You know, for us, it's proving credibility. You know, I've noticed a couple of people have mentioned, you know, I've not heard of Ortial before, and we appreciate that. You know, we kind of have to prove the credibility. So, you know, we want to sort of make sure customers are comfortable with us, you know, before they start spending lots of money. So, free delivery for that first 5 orders. And then, as I said, anything over £200, we'll continue to do free.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's have a look. I think you've already mentioned this one, but what are your stock levels like? Because a lot of distributors seem to be out of stock or can't get stock and so on.
Yeah, I think the thing is, if you look for a distribution partner, for example, they're obviously reliant on some of the big ones, and there's a lot tied up in certain corporations and certain allegiances and contracts. It's very difficult. But for us, we've not really been hit too bad. We've got very good stock holding. We increase more and more every month, to be honest with you. You know, we're having to move into bigger premises to try and hold all the stock at the moment. So we feel we've got a good stock range. Every now and then, you know, you may have the odd line that might get wiped out. I can't lie, but it's a rarity. And worst case scenario, we're back in stock within sort of a number of days.
That sounds pretty good as well. You've pretty much covered this anyway, but do you have any form of marketing materials, whether it be digital or like posters or anything that you can send out to help promote and sell your products?
Sure. So you can probably see quite a few behind me actually, but yeah, we've got roller banners, posters, bags, books, pens, water bottles, mugs. We've got the full works, but then obviously we've got the electronic side as well. You know, whether that's PDFs and data sheets, case studies, banners for your website, product reviews. You know, whatever you need, just let us know. We'll be happy to supply.
Right, that looks good. Right, we're going to take some questions from the live viewers. So we've got Facebook user says, never seen the brand before, checking them out now, super pricing, they're actually great start. So that's pretty good comment there to start off with. We've got an evening all as well. So, right, do you have any, I think you mentioned this as well, do you have any 2 terabyte NVMe drives available? And if I remember right, you said second quarter.
That's correct. Yeah. So it's just gone off the sign off. It's just gone through the sign off stage now. So yeah, we're just waiting for the stock, to be honest with you. So all being well, April, May time.
There we go. And it looks like one of your members of staff or someone impersonating them is basically getting them people to basically email them by the looks of it. So Kay Hall, it's not showing me the first name on there for some reason.
That'll be Kirsty. Yep, doing her job well.
Kirsty Hall, there we go. Yeah. So someone also asking, is it possible to put the solid state drive serial number on the packaging as well?
Sure. Yeah, we put that on both. We have that on the actual product itself, and then at the bottom underneath on the box. So let me just grab an SSD. Yeah. So underneath we have that. So that obviously works for people trying to sell on Amazon, for example. It's got the full details there.
Yeah, it's also ideal, obviously, if you're using a barcode scanner in your store or anything like that. Yeah, I think that's where that one was probably coming from. Let's have a look. Next question. This one is from Steve Barker. He's saying, are you making the drives or just buying drives from another vendor and putting your sticker on them, so rebranding? I heard you used to do that with AData.
Sure. No, so that's not quite true. We had a relationship with AData for a little while. This was going back about 3 or 4 years, and it was literally due to one size we did with a project with a customer, and then we actually took that onto our portfolio. But no, the products are built exactly for us. You know, we've partnered with a manufacturer, so it's not, you know, it's not an AData, it's not someone like, it's actually someone who's manufacturing the products directly with us. So we go out there, you know, we work with the manufacturing team and the spec team, so they're built specifically for our design, which is why obviously we've worked so hard on improving the read and write speeds and IOPS.
Okay, I think that pretty much answers that one. And yes, Richard Creedy, you are late again. So make sure you're here for 8 o'clock next Thursday for the next show. Right. Next we got William. He's asking, is presuming that the pricing is ex VAT.
They are, yes.
Obviously, if you charge VAT, stick 20% on, and it's an easy one to do. Right, okay, unless the government decides to change that this year.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, exactly. More than likely, I think they'd put it up and down, but who knows? Right, so next one from Seamus, it says, does warranty start when I buy the solid state drive or when he actually sells it to his clients? So, for example, obviously, if he was to buy loads of SSDs, put them on his shelf, like a lot of retail stores do, it might take him, I don't know, 3, 4, 6 months to sell it. But obviously, then if it's 6 or 5 year warranty on it, then something goes wrong in just under 5 years, it's sort of out of warranty with you and so forth.
Yeah, of course. And to be honest with you, something we're investigating at the moment. So at this stage, we've kind of had to work from the fact it's the day when it ships out. However, we'd like to change that. And what we're looking at doing is actually registering the serial numbers. So for example, if there's a customer, and we can do this at the moment, if there's a customer who, you know, is going to be doing that, we'd actually take exception and look at the serial numbers, and we can work with that partner to obviously register internally. But obviously when they're just single units and we haven't had that conversation, it has to work from the day we ship them. But, you know, we like to be flexible. So if someone does have that instance, let us know, work with us. You know, we can record them serials, and obviously, you know, you just let us know when you've sold them and we can activate them from that day.
There we go. Let's have a look. Next question on there is, Okay, Justin wants to know, do you accept payment by Dogecoin? No. I think it's the answer to that one.
Yeah, no, not yet. Not looked at that one yet.
Right, okay, next question. I'm in Ireland. I'm guessing this is going to be from Cormac. If it's not, I'll be surprised. Do you only post to England, or do you have basically post it from the EU as Brexit's causing issues or anything like that? Because he's having issues getting hold of stock at the moment.
Sure.
So,
we can do both. So obviously we do ship from the UK, but we do, as I mentioned earlier, because we have this. So we actually have a sister company who has stock held in France, Paris, Germany, and then obviously further away in the States and New Zealand and Australia. But no, so we can actually put it into touch and obviously get stuff shipped from France if that's easier.
okay, I think hopefully that answers this question, so you can go either route. But yeah, I think a lot of people are having issues with deliveries in Ireland at the moment.
It's been really tough, hasn't it? I think, it was, as much as we knew it was coming, no one knew exactly what was coming, and it was so late in the day, wasn't it? I think, you can prepare for the best, but it's been a tough one.
There we go. Right. Let's have a look. Facebook news. This is from Michael, I think. I couldn't see the label, a serial number that is present. Wait there, refresh. So that is present on the SSD. I'll send some photos. It looks like he's having an issue with the packaging or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, let us know. We do take care of the products, but I suppose every now and then there could be something like that. But no, yeah, let us know. We can obviously always get that fixed, and we'll make sure that's corrected moving forward.
Right, we mentioned that we won't get any strange questions, and you joked about your spaceship on the wall behind you. We have a question. Why is the rocket on the wall not going to the moon?
Yeah, it should be really. We'll look into that one. I'll make sure for the next call we have a better background. It's something a bit different. Lines up the room.
There we go. We've also got, before we go on to the next one, if anyone else has got any more questions, because we're coming to the end of the questions, feel free to shout them out. Well, not literally, obviously, you've got to type them, because otherwise you look like a right idiot at home. But if you want to basically type them in the chat, and then we'll get to them as soon as possible. Please write them down as quick as possible, though, because once we get to the end, we get to the end, and it's the end of the show. So make sure you add what you can. Also, the competition, if you haven't seen or entered already, there is a link in the chat. I think Tiffany, can you go and post that in the chat again for us, so people can enter the competition to win a goodie bag with an SSD as well as a stick-o-rammers, I think it was, and a few other bits and bobs. And you've got to answer the question as how long Ortial's warranty is. I'm not going to tell you how long it is, but you need to have a guess. It's not as if it's been mentioned too many times on there. So hopefully she'll get that posted in a few seconds. Right, Steve Barker says, who actually makes the drives then, basically? So
as I mentioned previously, we work with we went out and sourced our own manufacturing plant alongside a partner. So these are actually built specifically for us based on our specifications. So we're not using another manufacturer's drives. I mean, the materials inside, as a lot of people may or may not know, there's actually only 3 manufacturers of flash. So some of the components you have to use from certain factories, but then obviously you take the components together and finish off the final element yourself. So it is our own drive in essence.
Okay, so basically it's yourselves manufacturing it in a way. It's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah. We like to be careful, because obviously we I don't want to give the impression when we say we're a manufacturer, we don't have a factory here in Harrogate. I wish we did, but yeah, there's not quite one in the UK yet. Hopefully we'll get there soon.
Oh, you've disappointed me now. I was expecting you, Tiffany, Kirsty, and everyone like that to be soldering bits together at your lunch break and stuff. Yeah, I think most people understand that a lot of stuff isn't manufactured on site these days. Right, let's have a look. So how long has Ortial been around then, basically? I missed the first bit of the stream.
No problem. So we were established back in 2013 as a memory vendor. Added networking to the portfolio a year later, and then a couple of years back we brought SSDs into the portfolio, and haven't looked back since. But yeah, so 8 years now, and yeah, doing very well. To start with, it was kind of a little bit niche. Worked with a couple of partners, and we only really hit the channel a couple of years ago. We changed the sort of strategic plan of the team, brought some new members on board, and yeah, it's just pushed on since.
All right, well, it's pretty good. I can see Tiffany's sharing that competition link, so make sure you click on that link and answer the question of how many years warranty there are. If you get it wrong, well, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be watching this, but I'll give you enough hints. Right, so let's have a look. So someone's asking, can you post a link for the competition? That's gone through already. I've seen it a few times. If not, just scroll up the chat. You should be able to find it. There we go. Let's just make sure it's in the group. I'll share it again in a second or two. Let's have a look. There we go. She's sharing it again, I think. I'm not sure if it's been shared in the Tech for Text group, though, from what I can see. So Tiffany, if you can make sure you're in the Tech for Text group, not page, if you can share it if possible, or if Kirsty, you can copy and paste it for her, one or the other. Right, so let's have a look. I missed a bit. Here we go. I missed a bit, so you probably answered it already. Do your drives have DRAM?
Okay, so at the moment they don't have DRAM, but we're actually in the process of producing a brand new SSD that'll be later this year. Potentially Q2, might be Q3, but that'll be our performance DRAM SSD.
Right, okay, that answers that one. And thank you, Michael, for sharing that link in the Tech for Text group. So if you do want to enter that competition to get that SSD and memory and so forth, make sure you enter it and you fill in how many years warranty there is on them. And I can give you a hint. It's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3, it's not 4, and it's not 6. So try and figure that one out. Let's have a look. Someone's bound to put 10 down. Right, here we go. Do you have any plans to manufacture in the UK?
Would love to say yes, but for the time being, it's probably a no. I think we do struggle on that element. It will continue to be produced in the Far East for the time being. But you never know, that might change. I'll see what I can convince the owners to do.
So watch this space. It's getting it done affordable as well, isn't it? As well, that's the catch. Everyone wants it cheap, but they want it made in the UK.
I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it? I think unfortunately most things aren't manufactured in the UK, which is a shame. As much as we pride ourselves on being a UK vendor, that's kind of more of the service, I think, and the relationship we have with our partners. But unfortunately, I think if we were to open a manufacturing plant, I think we'd see the cost probably skyrocket, unfortunately. So it's kind of a catch-22.
There we go. And William says you should take up a career in politics.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't think that's good.
Yeah, that's a good question, that one. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. So this question's from Dean Ward. He says, sorry, late to chat, missed most of the chat, so we'll catch up later. How about firing out 120 gigabytes for a look? All I can say to that is obviously you need to contact these guys. Obviously they'll deal with person per person. They can't send everyone in the country 120 gigs out because they say it. But obviously if you are shipping out 100 plus a month, then obviously I'm pretty sure they'll help you out.
I think you answered that perfectly. Yeah, it kind of leads to the fact that we are a little bit newer into the market. We know we want to prove the credibility. So if someone does have a project like that, do get in touch. I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can sort something for you.
Yeah, Dean's also asking it's on the same thing. He's saying where can I get it? Basically, who's a distributor, or do I buy it direct? And it's direct, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Reach out to the team, Kirsty or myself, or one of the sales guys will get in touch, and we'll be happy to help directly.
Yeah, just go to the website or get in contact with one of the guys. And if you're not sure, just post, and I'll get someone to reply to you after the show, probably either tomorrow or whatever. Right. If anyone does have any more questions, put them in chat. If you don't put them in chat, then, well, we're not going to ask it. So make sure you put those questions in the chat and make it quick, because I'm starting to run out of questions again. So let's have a look. So next question is, whose controllers do you use in your solid state drive? And that's from Russell.
Okay, so Russell, we use Silicon Motion controllers across them all. So we use them 2.5-inch M2 and NVMe.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So that's pretty good. There we go. And okay, Michael. Michael wants to know if he gets a free solid state drive for sharing the competition link. All I'll say is get in touch with her, Michael. We'll soon find out. And Russell's also asking, which choice of NAND flash partners do you partner with?
So to be honest with you, that's obviously still in the process of actually being set up at the moment for the NAND. So I'll have to get back to you on that one, I'm afraid.
Okay. And okay, it's not really a question. It's Kirsty, and she's telling everyone what her email address is. So if you want to send her any funny emails, feel free. You've got her email address on the screen now. Obviously, anything X-rated, don't blame me. Wasn't anything to do with me. Okay. So, right, has anyone else got any more questions before we finish off the live show? I think I've covered most of them. We've got... Here we go. We've got a question just coming in. Hi, JP. Do you have any plans on releasing software or firmware updates, etc., like other solid-state manufacturers do? And that's from Dominic Booth.
Great question. So yeah, we're actually in the process at the moment of looking at some firmware and software updates. I've been speaking to the factory over the last couple of weeks in discussion with this, and yeah, we should have some stuff very soon. Because we appreciate a certain software testing platforms that sort of need the regular updates. So yeah, we will have that shortly. But it won't affect the performance at all. Obviously, it will remain the same. It's just keeping up
To date and so forth. Next question is, commercially, why have you chosen to deal direct instead of going to a disti? Thermaltake tried it and failed.
Sure, good question. So we, you know, I mean, I'll be honest, my experience is actually working in distribution. So, you know, I sort of know the pros and cons to that side. But I think there's a couple of sides of it. I think if I look at it from an Ortial point of view, we could get swallowed up within distribution. You know, they offer so many vendors, you know, the Crucials, the Adatas, the Kingston, Samsungs, whoever it is. You know, there's a lot of competition out there. Most importantly, I'd worked with a lot of these vendors over the year, and they're great companies providing brilliant products. You know, I'm not knocking them in any way at all, but I kind of wanted to get closer to the customer in that respect. And I think that's the whole thing with Ortial. We want to, you know, we want to offer something different. We want a personalized service. And as I mentioned previously, it's not, you know, one day it's, yeah, your account manager's ringing you up saying buy Adata because they've got an incentive on where they get them £1 a unit or an Amazon voucher, you know, and then the next day it's Samsung. And you're then offering your customer something different every single time, where you kind of don't want to do that. You know, for us, we want you to offer Ortial every time. I mean, okay, it might not be possible all the time, but, you know, we want to build a solid relationship and then push that forward into your customers.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's have a look. Right, what's the largest size of solid state drive that's SATA based do you do, or have you got?
Yep, so 2 terabyte on the 2.5-inch, 1 terabyte on the M2 and NVMe, but we've got a 2 terabyte NVMe coming out shortly.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. And we've got from Dominic Booth saying, great, looking forward to it. I think that was in reply to the firmware update, if I'm correct. Let's have a look. And someone's just said, Seaman Smith says 2 terabyte, which, yeah, 2 terabyte you will be bringing out soon, as you just mentioned. And this is from Matt Jones. Just wanted to say thanks to yourself, JP, and Kirsty for great for a great service on the products and so forth. So basically, he's saying he's very impressed with you so far, which sounds pretty good. And I must admit, if you guys haven't seen already, we have done a review of their products, or at least their SATA based solid state drive. And we're very happy with it. The speeds were way up there, basically what they said on the box, which is pretty good because a lot of manufacturers put a certain speed on the box and it's nowhere near it. But we were very happy. Both the size ones we checked, I think it was a 250 gig and a 500 or whatever it was, and they were both running at the same speed, where a lot of manufacturers, you go for the smaller speeds, like a 250 gig, and the speeds can drop drastically. We did give it our Hell Yeah award because of obviously not only was the performance good, but the price is very good and you can buy it direct from these guys. And as you can probably see from the show, they seem to be pretty nice to deal with, as well as from the other comments from everyone else. So let's have a quick look. It says, this is a good one about your warranty. Ortial used to offer a 10-year warranty on the SSDs. This has also been impossible to manage. This is why we changed it to 5 years.
Yeah, great question. So when I first started, we did offer a 10-year. I think at the time we made the assumption that we wanted to do something different in the market. And I've mentioned this previously. We obviously offer the trading service, the green message. We thought, right, let's stand by the product. We know we've got a good product. We know it's going to last a long time. Let's put our neck on the line. And we offered the 10-year warranty. But in all honesty, it actually was a negative thing. I think people thought 10 years are not going to be around in 10 years' time. This is just like a wish-wash comment. So we thought, okay, let's be credible here. What's a realistic number? We know it's going to last longer than 3 years. We stand by it. So let's put 5 years. It's a fair number. It's realistic. It works with sort of the retention and sort of the cycle of people upgrading products. So yeah, it was more just a credibility play. There was nothing. There was no drop in performance or anything like that. And obviously, those SSDs that are out in the market still have that 10-year warranty. We've not removed it by any means. It's just obviously it's not offered on the new range. But yeah, no effect in performance, just as good.
That's good. Right, next question. And this one is from Steve Morehouse. What is the MTBF rating?
Yeah, so we do 2 million hours for the MTBF across all 3 SATA SSDs.
That sounds pretty good. If I'm right, I might be wrong. Kingston, is it 1 or 1.5 million on theirs?
I believe it's 1.5. Most of them tend to be about 1.5. I should know this. There's somebody else who does 2 million with us as well. But yeah, we believe in it. But it's a good product. It's been tested previously, and it's a solid piece of kit.
Right, next question. This is a good one, and basically it's, can you do anything to stop the price getting trashed on Amazon?
$1 million question. Yes and no. So at the moment, there is some pricing on Amazon, and it's very competitive. We have partners who sometimes take advantage of very large volume deals. So they might go and buy, X amount, and they can obviously receive a discount for that. But we are closely monitoring this. We are closely working with these people, and we want to try and set a kind of list RRP price with them. It's obviously difficult because, as you know yourselves, a lot of you guys will sell at different prices. We don't want to dictate exactly what you're doing. You'll know the relationship with your customer, the right price, the fair price for your customers. But unfortunately, you do get the odd people that will buy and they're quite happy just to put a couple of % on. I mean, I'm surprised because obviously by the time they pay their Amazon fees, they must be making next to nothing. But you do get it, but we are closely monitoring this. The pricing team and the sales team are working closely with our partners. So we'll be keeping a close eye on it.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good answer. I'm going to say it's quite hard to compete with Amazon on price anyway, and a lot of things. Obviously, it depends on your model of how you sell things. Obviously, if it's a web store, it's slightly different. But if you've got a retail store, you should be selling it as part of a service, like an upgrade and so forth, and making your money through that sort of way anyway. It's really hard to compete with Amazon if you're going to go head to head. It's you're just not going to do it.
Especially in the single units, just selling online. Amazon's obviously built a fantastic base, doesn't it? It's Prime and next day delivery service, free, sometimes even same day. You can order in the morning, it comes at night. It's a brilliant model, and you can't knock it, and there's a great business there. But we, as I say, we want to work with our partners. If they find a project where they're sort of saying, look, hang on, my customer's saying it's just as good buying to Amazon, come speak to us. We'll try and support wherever we can. As I say, it's difficult on the ones and twos, but if it's a project, please let us know.
Yeah, I'm going to say another thing as well. If you are buying it from Ortial, at least you're supporting a British company. And not only that, is they're hopefully paying all their taxes. No comment there. Right, so let's have a look. Next question. Okay, trying to read between the lines. Looking forward to making up an order in the next few days. Look good for our refurbished units. Yeah, they would look good in refurbished or even value desktops or whatever. It depends on what units you're going for, I suppose. And if you go for the NVMEs, it'd be ideal for your higher end machines as well.
Yeah, we've seen a big intake. I mean, obviously, you can imagine since COVID, not everyone could afford to go and buy a brand new laptops. So, especially for schools and workplaces where they've got home workers, it's we've seen a hell of a lot of laptops being upgraded with our SSDs, and a lot of our kind customers have been sharing posts of that, and we think they look good.
That question was from Nick Rutter, by the way, so have a look out for his order coming in. Right. Okay, this is a good one. A-Data question. A-Data are very strong in the SSD space. How does David, his name's not David, it's John Paul, plan to take on Goliath?
Good question. A-Data have done fantastic. They've got a good business model, they've got good products, and they've invested heavily into the gaming market, which has really helped them push on. I think for us, it's that, I guess our game plan is working direct with partners, which means we can offer that improved performance, through a relationship, but also a price point. We appreciate that we are relatively new into the market, so we need a good product, but we need a good price for our customers so that they can then take this to their customers and say, look, give this a go. It's a good price, you're saving some money, but you're getting the performance. And I think all we can do is keep making sure that we get our products manufactured to the best specification we possibly can. We'll live and die by the credibility of our performance. So that's all we can do at the moment, and keep pushing on. But we've got some plans in the background. We've got some big plans to grow. So watch this space.
Okay, sounds pretty good. We've got a question in from Dean Wood here. Did I miss why we should try these drives? What was the sale pitch? Have dropped a mail. So he's emailed you basically to make contact. So basically wants to know, what's your unique selling point? Why should he buy from you?
Okay, a couple of things. The direct model, as I've just touched on there, you can't have that distribution person in between. We've got the green message, where trade-in service. So if you're upgrading, send us your old kit back. We'll offer you a discount against the new one. But at the same time, we have a very, very good performance product at a very good price. And you get to work with us and the team. So hopefully that's a good thing as well.
Okay, sounds pretty good. We've got someone saying decent range, and okay, they're saying, what would you recommend as an RRP? Obviously, it depends on the item you're basically selling, doesn't it? I suppose, but
it does. Yeah, I won't go through them all, but we feel because we've got a good price, it's an opportunity for the customer to make good margin. As I said, unfortunately, you do have the odd Amazon shop that's trying to sell them dirt cheap, but no, we'd always expect everyone to make double-digit margin on these products.
Okay, that should be pretty good then. There we go. There we go. So someone's saying basically you should be adding value to your sales, not trying to compete with box shifters. So that's obviously, he's not saying to you guys, he's saying that in general. Yeah, I do agree to that one. Is obviously you need to make it more of a service, or as Facebook user, whoever it was, it's not popping up on the screen, but basically add value to your sale, so make it more of a reason to sell it. Obviously, a lot of people are putting them in machines and selling machines and stuff like that. Again, the link's in the chat. Make sure you enter the competition for a chance of winning a solid state drive, memory, and a few other bits and bobs in a bag. So it's basically a goodie bag. Make sure you answer the question in the obviously the question area, what says how many years warranty do the products have, or the solid state drive have? And to give you a hint, I'm not going to give you a hint. I don't know how many years it is, but you should know. It's been mentioned enough. Next one we've got William. He's saying performance models were mentioned. Are they intended to be branded slightly different than the core, which looks standard in its styling as well as its name suggests?
Yeah, it is. It's in debate at the moment. So if anyone's got any good ideas, feel free to pop them in for names and colour schemes and design ideas. I'm sure Tiffany and the marketing team would love to see them. But yeah, we will be releasing a brand new performance SSD later this year. But details will be confirmed. Obviously, we'll be working with the team to try and come up with something exciting. So obviously have a big launch of that. But we're very excited about it. And I think that's probably the next level for us, really. You know, we've done well with what we've got so far, which is, you know, we don't like to say a budget SSD, but that is, I suppose, if you look at the SaaS, that kind of has been where it's been, but a good performance budget one. But now it's that next level, you know, not just a cheap SSD, a performance SSD.
That sounds pretty good. Right, this is an interesting, it's not really a question, it's more of a statement, I'm guessing. Just some info. I did ask if the label is removed from the NVMEs to put a heatsink on it, will it void the warranty? But I believe this is a standard practice. Shame that they can't put the label on the underside of the NVMe drives. And for me to add a little bit onto that, I must admit that can be a bit annoying sometimes, is if you're wanting to put heatsink on top, it can cause a few issues if you take labels off of any manufacturers. But saying that, some stickers, and I don't know if your guys are, they are conductive, so they don't have to be removed. So I don't know if you can shed any light on your side of that one.
Yeah, we've been asked it a couple of times actually, and it is a tricky one because obviously we need the serial number to be able to record these information. But as I touched on earlier, you know, if you've got an instance where, you know, it's going to affect, you know, you purchasing it, speak to us, see what we can do. You know, I'm sure there's a way we can try and record these. You know, if we get a batch shipped out and we maybe don't label them, and we'll keep a record of these ones specifically for you. Just you know, I think the message I want to get across is we can be flexible. You know, come speak to us. We'll try and do whatever we can to support you in your business.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. And we'll say you're willing to work with people on it. One thing I've always said with the NVMe is it would be a good idea to put the barcode on the bottom, because nothing ever touches the bottom side. And the problem is a lot of motherboards these days, especially the high-end performance ones, that do come with a heatsink built onto the motherboard. So it can cause a few issues. But I can see you're willing to work with people. But even if it was just a barcode on the bottom and the rest of the sticker could be taken off the top, that would be ideal, or something along that line. But obviously that's down to you guys to figure out that one. Otherwise you're going to be paying me for the design. Right, okay, so any other questions coming in? We're coming up to the last few questions again. So we've got Facebook users saying great stuff, many thanks JP, cheers Phil. I think that was from CMAS. Let's have a look. And someone says you should put the Ortial logo with speed stripes. I'm guessing that's for the high speed version. So put some go fast stripes on it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, so and then Facebook user says ADATA XPG Sphinx is a sexy RGB enabled M2 drive. Are you planning on any RGB styled SSDs or RAM or anything like that?
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion with regards to the performance SSDs and in particular the gaming area. I'd like to think it'll be something that we'll definitely release in the future, but you know, I can't guarantee it at the moment. But there's been a lot of discussion around this, and I know there's been some testing in the background. So again, watch this space. But yeah, no, I agree that that's a very good SSD.
Yeah. And to throw a curveball in, what's your preference? Do you prefer RGB or just plain simple memory?
I should say plain memory, really, based on our portfolio. But no, I have to say the RGB, very good, very, very good.
Depends on the situation, and some RGB is better than others.
Yeah, exactly. It depends what you use. doesn't it?
Some of it out there is pretty appalling, all to be honest, but some of it's pretty good. We've seen a few decent RGB products recently, and some really shocking ones, especially for the price difference of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you after the show. But basically, where, for example, the non-RGB version is like 10 quid, the RGB version is 30, and then because they've added all these RGB lights on it, it no longer fits. So all sorts of issues, but there we go. So enough of them. So Facebook user says RGB, God, please no. So obviously, I'm gonna guess I can't see who said that, but I know a few people who absolutely hate it. And then you got someone else saying RGB sells well for them. Yeah, absolute gimmick, but it sells. Yeah, it is. All it is, you're just sticking lights on stuff. In reality, if anything, it lessens the rest of the product if you're concentrating on that, probably in a way. But again,
yeah, and I think that's one of the things really for us. It's like, does it fit within our portfolio? You know, we've started with obviously the laptop desktop business and got into server now with the relationship with Kioxion. It's like, you know, does that fall in line with our portfolio? Would it be a sub business? You know, if you look at some of the manufacturers, they actually rebrand it under a completely different name, don't they? It's not even the same. You know, if you look at what Micron have done with ballistics, for example, and people like that. So, you know, we may find that, you know, that's something later down the line, but you know, for the time being, I think we've got a big portfolio to focus on.
Well, you've had your orders now. The owner of Tech for Techs, Jenny Griffiths, it basically says she loves the RGB RAM. You need to do that. So there you go. You've got no option now. You've got to do it. So there you go. And if I've learned anything, you just don't say no to it. So. But there we go. So, right, I think that's roughly it for questions. I'll let people a few seconds to ask any more questions. I'm just going to go back to you for JP for a few seconds. Is there anything you would like to add on what you've already said, or think you need to comment on anything else, or...
I like to think we've covered most things. Just want to thank you for the evening. It's been great. It's been good to be able to get our portfolio in front of even more customers. I think, you know, the main messages from us is, you know, we like to be flexible. We like to work with people. You know, reach out to us, talk to us, see how we can help, and you know, hopefully we can form a few new relationships off the back of this.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm very pleased with what you guys, or at least what I've seen, and everyone I've spoke to or seen comment about you as nothing but praises, and you seem to be happy to help or bend the rules a little bit to make people happy, if you know what I mean, which, well, probably not bending the rules is the right thing to say, but...
no, I know what you mean. It's probably the perks of not being a corporate against some of the big giants. You know, we do have a little bit more room for movement, whether that's, you know, support or price or whatever. But yeah, we like to think we're a nice team, very approachable, and we're here to help.
Right. Well, if that's everything, I don't see any more questions coming in other than Mrs. Tech for Tech saying she likes a bling. So, right. Okay, so I would like to thank Jean-Paul today for joining. If you are an independent trader, store owner, MSP, tech, vendor, or distributor, you can find out more information about Tech for Techs at techfortechs.co.uk/join. Join over 1,100 members just like you that can give you free business advice or tech advice. And did I say it's totally free to join with no membership fees or costs to you? And if you do apply to join, when you are asked for the questions, when you click on the link, make sure you fill the details in, because if you don't, we're just not going to let you in. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be Bill Gates. We will still say no if you don't fill the questions in. So make sure you fill them in. Otherwise, you won't get in. So thank you for watching, everyone. And thanks for supporting independent business. Start again. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting independent businesses. We'll be live again next week on Thursday at 8 p.m. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, everyone.
Cheers.